Welcome to this special Monday night edition, taking a look at the potential storm system for the weekend. And let me tell you, it's things got a little impressive today. Compared to what I showed you in the last video, things actually got more amplified. And because of that, now the models are jumping around with a lot of different solutions of developing a storm somewhere along the Mid-Atlantic or Northeast this weekend. And let me show you the main differences. I think it's first to understand what is causing this storm. Okay, so here is basically showing all different disturbances in the jet stream. The jet stream is basically these lines. And I want you to focus here to start off. This is the old run of the GFS model, okay? So look at this disturbance right here, okay? This is the old run. Now this is a disturbance that's going to come down, which is separate from this disturbance. This disturbance right here is actually the remnants of Tropical Storm Anna, and basically it's really starting to amplify this pattern. But originally, the model was not really combining these two pieces. If you look, it was taking these two pieces of energy, kind of keeping them spread out. What you had was you had a little more of a progressive solution, meaning a low pressure system developed right out here in New England and threw back some snow into the mountains of Maine and New Hampshire, Vermont, a little bit of Massachusetts. However, let's back up again here, okay? Let's go right back to say, okay, Friday or late Thursday night. This is the old run. Look at the new run. Now, it's not much of a difference. It's a difference of a couple, maybe 50 miles. But notice old run, new run, old run, new run. Take a look at this disturbance here. If you notice, it's more enhanced. It's more amplified. So it's digging more, right? So if I go out a little further, you'll see it even more. So this is now on Friday night. Look at the difference. Old run, new run. Old run, new run. And by the time we get to the actual storm development, notice in the old model, like I showed before, these were separate, right? Now watch what happens in the new run, okay? So this is the old run, new run. See that? See, it consolidates them, and that's the big difference of what happened in today's models. And I'm going to show you in a minute the difference between that and this, with that in the upper levels of the atmosphere. This is 18,000 feet in the atmosphere, okay? It's just spin. It's showing you disturbances that are forming low pressure systems in the jet stream, okay? Now let's go down to the surface, because again, this is at 18,000 feet. Okay, so if we go down to the surface, what's the difference, okay? So here was the old run of the GFS model from last night. If you notice, here it is. It develops this low pressure system right off of Maine, throws snow back into the mountains of Maine, okay, and Vermont. Now, here's the new run, okay? Watch the difference. Boom. Okay, now what it's saying is because those disturbances are phasing and it's digging further south, allowing that trough to go into a negative tilt, we now have a situation where we have wintry precipitation along the whole I-95 corridor, up into New York State, up into Connecticut, Massachusetts, and it basically tries to bomb a low out just off of the Atlantic coast. Now, this is one model, it's one run, okay? But I want to make the point that it's something that we have to look at now. And the question is going to be, how early are those going to phase? Is this trend going to continue? Because right now the trend is definitely for a more amplified pattern, which would result in something similar to this. So we got to look at, is the low pressure system going to form here? Is it going to form over here? Is it going to form up here like the original model showed a couple nights back, as you could see? So that's what we have to look at. Now, going to some other model guidance real quick. Here is the European model. Okay, this also became more amplified. It's not showing the same exact setup as a GFS, but again, it's been some light snow showers into our region on Saturday, and then it spins up a pretty big storm offshore, and again, it hits Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut with snow. So pretty impressive we're talking about snow this time of year. It's not unheard of. It can happen. Keep in mind, if it does snow, the ratio is going to be so low that an inch of liquid means 5 inches of snow. But real quick, take a look. This is the GFS run. So anything in blue, it's cold enough to snow. So you can see that storm rapidly wraps in all this cold Arctic air. So if anything, guys, it's going to get cold this weekend. And we have a lot of mischief on the table. Take a look at the Japanese model real quick here. Japanese model spins up a big storm. So we got to look at how this trends. It's way too early, or should I say at least 24 hours too early for me to say, okay, here's exactly what I think is going to happen. Just know now, a storm looks like it's going to develop, and somebody's going to get affected with winter precipitation. Climatologically, it would make more sense for New England and the mountains to get it, but from what I'm seeing with the trends, okay, the trend I showed you before, with this feature digging more, okay, that's suggesting that if this trend continues, then it's more of a wintry precipitation event. Inland areas of the Mid-Atlantic, even possibly some flurries down to the coast. Not a lot sticking there, obviously, but a lot to keep track of. I'm going to have my first map out, whether it ends up being rain showers, snow showers, or a big storm, tomorrow night to give my first preliminary prediction on what's going to happen for next weekend. And then if there is an actual storm that I think is imminent, then as always, if you follow me last year, I'll put down what I think my final thoughts are. But something to watch for now. Very big turn in the models today, and I'm going to be anxiously waiting to see what happens tonight with the runs, and I'll keep you updated first thing in the morning. Thanks for checking in.